now we have one slide here that is dried already. And so what we're gonna do with this one is what's called heat fixing. It's pretty much using the heat from the Bunsen burner to make sure that our bacteria sticks onto the slide, and that for our dyeing process for the gram stain, it doesn't get washed off with the water. Alright, so what we're going to do here is what the protocol tells us is to swipe it 3 times, 1 time per second. Alright, so got our slide here onto the flame. All we're going to do is just go 1, 2, 3, okay? And what that is also going to do is possibly dry up any other watermarks we have here. Like there's a couple spots right there. We can use it to dry it up. Alright, and we make sure we want this clothespin on here because it is glass and it's going to get hot. Alright, that's looking pretty good. Let's go on to our next step. Alrighty, so now that we have our slide dried and heat fixed, we can now start our gram stain smear, which is what we're going to do to test if our specific culture is gram stain negative or gram stain positive. So for that, we're going to need our DI water, our gram stain decolorizer, our crystal violet, our grams iodine, and our safranin. Alright, so now starting with our slide, what we're going to do first is put a couple drops of our crystal violet onto here. Pipette some of it up here, and you're just going to want to cover the entire thing. Just don't be too neat about it. You can just cover the whole thing. And then we're going to wait 60 seconds and then again wash it off with our DI water. Okay, so it's been a minute, so now what we're going to do is tilt it to the side. This is why we have our slide holder here on our sink. And just wash it all off nice and clear with our DI water. If you need to, little taps. And use our paper here that we have. Get that off. Right, there we go. And then now we're going to take our grams iodine here. We're going to do the same thing we did with the crystal violet and just cover it completely. And then again, we're going to wait 1 minute for that as well. Alright, so minutes passed, and then we're going to go the same thing we did and just rinse off our grams iodine here with our DI water. Alright, and then here comes the tricky part for some people. If you're new to gram staining, here is something that always trips people up. So we're going to use our decolorizer and pretty much go back and forth with our decolorizer to make sure that our slide is completely clear. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to grab our slide. Pretty much the technique that I use is to pretty much keep pressing onto the decolorizer until you can't see any more purple or that orange color that grams iodine had, and then immediately rinse. If you go a little too much, you're going to end up with a clear slide, basically. If you do too little, you're going to end up with too much of one or the other, and it'll show up on your slide. Alright, so here we go. Keep going, so you can't see anything more, run, and then we're going to go with our water. And I still see a little more, so we're going to keep going. Alright, and it's running clear, and then immediately go with the water. And you want to top that dry. Alright, there we go. And then you can use your book again. And now we're going to use our safranin, and our safranin is used to identify any gram-negative microorganisms that are on our smear. And we're going to do the same thing that we did for the other ones. We're going to take a little bit and completely cover our smear area on our slide. And wait 1 more minute for that as we let that set. Alright, so another minute's passed, and we're going to do like we did before and just cover our entire thing with DI water and rinse that safranin dye off. Yep, we washed all of it off. Put it, looks like at the end of it. Go, and we can use our book again to just dry off the drops here. Lay that down flat and let it dry.